Hello and welcome to Pub Fox Gaming. Today we're going to be playing Guns of Icarus Online, which has been out for a while now, but you probably know or may not know, but it hasn't actually been advertised on Steam as being on offer. But it is currently on offer until about the 22nd of May, I think, for £7.49, down from the usual £14.99. So I've kind of always looked at this game thinking I would quite like to get it just because it looks quite interesting. And it's a bit different. I mean, it's unique, it's indie developed, and it's something which hasn't particularly been seen before. So with me, usually I kind of feel that paying £15 for an indie game, I'm kind of a bit cautious because I'm the kind of person who like buys more publisher based games, which is kind of changing these days because people are starting to move over to indie just because they give better customer service and such. But the problem with indie games is that often they aren't completely polished when they come out. For example, this one here, there are problems with Guns of Icarus, such as I think we have occasional lag spikes online and stuff. But anyway, enough of that. We'll go into a bit about it. So effectively, I'm not sure how many ships precisely off the top of my head. I could count them up, that's just wasting time. But this is basically our pride and joy here, that Joe and I were playing in pretty much like mostly yesterday. We mostly went in this one just because we kind of went through a couple of them. And we found this one kind of offered the best out of both worlds because it's pretty quick, it's got decent firepower, its armor's pretty good, its durability's pretty good. It's not quite so maneuverable, but I haven't really noticed that too much, but yeah, it doesn't turn particularly fast. Now this is the one I do use most of the time. I haven't actually customized it much. You can get all sorts of different guns, so I'm probably just going to switch it up a bit. I think we do have a different customization, but there you go. So that is the Pyramidion, which is probably our favourite, as we said. Then you've got the Galleon. This is pretty much the tank of the airships. It's got the best firepower, it's got the best durability, its armor's pretty much the best. As you can see, it's okay, speed is okay, but maneuverability, it literally has nothing. And this one we kind of thought it would be easy to use because it's got good armor, it's got good firepower, it's got good durability. The way the gun's positioned, it makes it very hard to have like forward on firepower, which kind of made it quite hard to get used to. So we didn't really like that one, we died quite a lot. Then you have the Squid. We did play in this one a bit, it's quite good, it's very fast, it's very maneuverable. Durability is okay, but its firepower is pretty weak, and we usually found we couldn't kill that many people. And the Junker, I have had a go on this one. It is pretty much a piece of floating junk if you go inside. I won't be doing a preview of this one, I'm only going to be doing the Pyramidion. But the firepower's pretty good, speed's okay, maneuverability's okay, durability's pretty rubbish because it's junk. Technically it is made out of junk, and the armor's pretty good, so yeah, there you have it. And the Goldfish, which is very fast, not too much maneuverable, very durable, not much armor, okay firepower. So we'll go back to, oh, we've still got the Spire. It looks like we found our first glitch of the day. This is not what the Spire looks like. Yeah, there we go. So the Spire is basically a good all-rounder, and although we are using the Pyramidion, this is probably favoured between beginners because it's a bit more balanced. Like, it's decent speed, decent maneuverability, decent firepower, decent armor, and decent durability, and it's designed in such a way that you've got kind of little decks and stuff. But we're going to go back to the Pyramidion. Customization complete, and we're going to go back. So this is only going to be a practice match. I don't really have enough time to do a fully fledged multiplayer match just because it takes a while to get into a game, and plus I can't really show you that much because I have to take on a certain role and there may not be too much to do. So unfortunately the issue is that the practice matches, I don't know why they put on a 20-second timer on a practice match, because it just seems, yeah, pretty ridiculous. And usually the online one, it does have a timer as well. I don't know really why. I mean, I can understand maybe having it a little bit, but there you go. So these are just AI, just to let you know. So first things first, yeah, they're just shooting at that. So I'll probably disable them by pressing F4. So I'll just take you a look around. So this is the basically helm, so I can control where to go. Press R and F, so I just went off that as it says there. So we can do that, it's pretty easy, and simply A and D just to turn from the side to side. You do have to hold it down, it doesn't lock into place, which I think is probably quite useful. And W and S just to pump more gas and less gas into the balloons, just to gain altitude. So you can see it's pretty easy to control. You can jump off the ship, but there's not much to see really, you don't die. You just teleport back on. And I'm not sure what we just crashed into, probably one of those targets, but anyway. I'm just going to turn back around because it looks like we're going into that kind of zone there, so probably just going to turn down the throttle a bit with F, just so we get a bit of a better speed. And I'll show you a bit of other stuff. So the helm is very, very easy to use. I'm probably just going to go and turn that off just in case. So as you can see, the engines are pretty much turned off at this point. So one thing I can show you is the guns. So you can also change these as well, but I'm just going to put up a stationary target just to show you how this works. So just pretend this is balloon, and you effectively just fire at them. There's multiple places to fire at because you can either have, you can shoot anyway, you can shoot at the hull, you can shoot at the balloon. If you shoot at the balloon, generally you're going to make them lose altitude, which depends. I mean, it doesn't really aid you too much, apart from they're obviously easier to kill and such, but there you go. It looks like it's going to take a bit more to kill them, so you can kind of see my weapon setup so far isn't that great. We don't have too much firepower with our gun selection, but when Joe and I do play, we obviously do get a slightly better selection of stuff. So it looks like we've destroyed their hull armor, which means they should be close to done. We're just reloading here. Seem to be missing quite a lot as well. It's not the most accurate of guns. But there you go, you get the idea. It's obviously not going down as easy as expected. This is spyglass, you can choose what tool you want, but the spyglass is pretty good. So you basically just press right click to look, and then scroll to zoom in. I'm not sure what's blowing up, just seems like something is. But anyway, yeah, this is kind of the point. I'm not going to be able to play too much, obviously, at the moment, but the main point of this is primarily just to show you about this game, and it is on special offer, so it is a game which I will hopefully be playing quite a lot, and hopefully at some point I will be able to play with you guys if you do get it. I do definitely recommend it, especially as it's on offer, because it definitely is worth £7. But £15, again, it probably is, but I'm a bit hesitant about spending that, so that's just my preference. But there you go. So it's pretty basic to get use of. I wish I could have done the multiplayer game, but unfortunately I don't have too much time, and I would be letting the team down if I left midway through, although the AI does take over, so it's not all that bad. But what I'm going to show you now is just a bit of an example of ship damage. So if we just do a bit of simulation now, we'll just start a few fires, and we'll do a bit of that. So as you can see, we have just fallen off the ship, which is a bit stupid, but there you go. We should go back on relatively soon. So what we do need to fix is the hull. So we've had a bit of a problem. We've had a few fires, we've taken a bit of damage from high explosive. Yeah, there are different ammo types which you can select from. There's high explosive, incendiary rounds. There's pretty much every round you can think of, and you could probably notice we're losing altitude. I've just fixed the hull. It's pretty much the main thing you want to keep alive is the hull. If the hull goes down, if the durability of the hull goes down, they can start destroying your armor. And after that, it's just going to blow up. So we're going to start probably taking a bit of damage here because we have ground the ship, and the hull will be taking damage. So we want to get the balloons back online. That's why we've lost altitude. Basically, I think this is actually hydrogen. You can't actually blow up the balloons. It's a bit unfortunate, but there you go. There's obviously something going on with that. So the balloons should be up after we've repaired this, and we should start gaining altitude. And hopefully stop taking damage, although I may have to get back on the helm. I'm not sure how this works actually. So just repair this again. So after this is done, I'm just going to go back on the helm, because I'm assuming we probably have control over altitude again. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, there you go. We can get altitude again because the balloon's fixed. We can pump more gas, but you'll probably notice we can't actually move. We're not actually on speed at all, but you'll notice, yep, we can't move. So just for a bit of fun, we're just going to fix the right engine, I think this is. I'll just show you a bit of stuff. So you do have to take into account that it does have pretty realistic physics. If you set up the right engine and the central engine isn't online, then you're going to start going in circles. So pretty much the first engine you want to fix is going to be the middle engine, because otherwise this happens where you just start randomly turning around. Of course, if you do fix both of these, you have a bit more control, but primarily the central engine is probably the most important one to get back up. But of course, if you do fix these two first, you obviously do have more control and maneuverability. So there you go, we should find that we do go in a straight line. We don't have full power, of course, because the central engine, the most powerful one, is down. But I'm just going to turn AI back on, just so we can get that fixed. Anyway, it looks like we've made a bit of a dust cloud due to the engines going back on. But there you go, out of the dust, and that's pretty much all I have to show you because I don't have too much time to do much else. But there you go, I hope you did enjoy the video, even though we didn't particularly achieve too much. But what I mean by that is we didn't actually particularly do any proper gameplay, but it is a good first look. I think I've shown you the basics of how to control your ship, probably not very well because we're about to crash into an iceberg, or the equivalent of an iceberg. It's a bit like the Titanic as well, so you can do stuff like that. So I'm just going to go on the edge, and I fell off again. But anyway, that's the end of my video. I've said pretty much just about everything I think I need to. And thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.